Tigers, buses, and Texans were just some of the new release products for the simulation world last week. Hi there, folks. My name's NovaWing24, and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings-on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday, the 24th of March, 2024, for another action-packed episode, and we're going to jump straight into it this week with the releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator leading the charge, with developer SC Designs releasing their latest aircraft with the release of the F5E Tiger II, which is a very famous aircraft and has been used by numerous countries around the world, both friends of the West and not so friendly with the West, at least not anymore, and of course made famous by its cameo role as the infamous MiG-28 in a certain very much aviation-related film that has wound its way firmly into the consciousness of the aviation world. Okay, look, this is a fantastic aircraft. I will, for full disclosure here, and for anybody who wants to lay blame for the external textures of this aircraft, that would be me. I'm very proud to say that I was involved with the production of this aircraft. My role was limited to the creation of the external liveries, and I am very proud of those liveries that they ship with. In fact, this aircraft ships with 17 liveries for various operators of the aircraft throughout its life, and I'm looking forward to bringing more liveries to this aircraft in the near future. But on to the aircraft itself. So this is a custom built model for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not a port over or anything like that one. Custom animation is used throughout, with full custom coding and custom dynamics for cockpit systems and various instruments and systems throughout the aircraft. Includes custom 3D model dials, ADI, whiskey compass, and other high-detailed instruments, with full support for display screens based on visual layouts of the real aircraft systems within the confines of MSFS's current capability. Custom-coded user-controlled ordnance via the simulated payload manager, allowing for representations of non-explosive weaponry to be put on there. And for those of you who are in the marketplace version, you at least get the drop tanks. Yeah, sorry you don't get those, but anyway, moving on. And also one of the cool little features of this release actually is also that the team over at SC Designs, which is the sister company to DC Designs, they also included a fully functional multiplayer compatible radar, which is a really fun little thing if you're wanting to be able to do some practice some intercepts with your fellow virtual aviators. Custom coded flight dynamics for this aircraft based off real world and interaction with real world pilots of the actual aircraft, including ability to provoke a departure spin, as well as recreating a number of unique challenges posed by flying this airframe. Now, if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $27 US, or your original equivalent, available now from Just Flight and very shortly from the InSim marketplace. They actually did manage to get it released out on time this week. Anyway, yes, available now. Go get it. It's going to be awesome. Moving on to other Microsoft Flight Simulator releases this week. This one is a kind of a cool release, actually. This one from the team over at Parallel 42. With this week, them releasing Thick Scroll. I'm not going to go into the connotations of the title there, but to be honest, I'm very proud of Parallel 42 for producing this mod, because I think this is awesome. I am also at the very same time incredibly disappointed in Asobo and Microsoft with the fact that this wasn't in the sim by default. So Thick Scroll, funnily enough, basically does what it says on the tin. So this essentially makes your scroll bars in various menus and drop boxes, drop menus, makes it wider and easier to manage and easier to engage with. So I am both, I think it's a fantastic thing that Parallel 42 have done. In their own words, they recognize, quoting directly from their page here, recognizing the community's diverse needs, our mod aims to help users who may need help with the often overlooked challenge of interacting with thin, hard to grab scroll bars. And I, for one, personally, those scroll bars can be really annoying to grab if you need to for whatever reason. So yeah, this is a fantastic mod. Great to see that the team Parallel 42 produced this one, but incredibly disappointed that Sobo and Microsoft didn't do this off the bat. Like, this is a no-brainer. It absolutely should have been there. Anyway, originally this was released as a low-cost payware option for $3. However, the team actually, so very quickly, I think within less than 24 hours of release, actually decided to actually make it a gift to the community. So this is available free. It is available now from Parallel 42's website, also from Orbix Direct, and it will be coming to the NSIM marketplace. No news on whether it will be available for free on the NSIM marketplace. Microsoft has been very against putting stuff out for free, so I'm hopeful that with the success Parallel 42 have had on the store already, that they will get this through for free on through the marketplace. Because honestly, if there's one platform that really needs this, it's going to be Xbox. So yeah, as I said, for PC users, available now for free. It is donationware, so if you really appreciate what the team over at Parallel 42 are doing, you can throw them a couple of bucks as a donation. But you can pick this one up, available now from Parallel 42. Continuing on with Microsoft Flight Simulator releases, this time moving into airports. So this week released from the team over at Dominic Design Team. I've sort of got that a bit backwards, didn't I? So this week the release of their rendition of Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport. Funny enough, that is in east of downtown Amarillo in Texas. So the airport was originally just Amarillo International Airport, but it was renamed in 2003 after the death of NASA astronaut and Amarillo native Rick Husband, who died in the Space Shuttle Columbia tragedy. The list of features this airport has is pretty light. It's pretty standard stuff. From looking at the screen grabs though and the screenshots, it looks like the developers paid a lot of attention to the interior detail of the modeling of the terminal. So there's a lot of really good detail on the internals of the terminal, but that appears to not have been at the cost of the externals. The ground poly looks really good. The apron looks really well detailed, if I'm honest, and custom ground markings used throughout, and none of the sort of glossing over or Photoshop editing of photoreal imagery. So I think the team have done a really good job there from what I can tell from the screenshots. The interior modeling looks absolutely insane, if I'm being honest. Like, the level of detail looks pretty damn nuts. Lighting looks really good. All the airport buildings look like they are there from a quick comparison of Google Maps, and the blending into the surrounding photoreal is reasonably good as well. So overall, looking pretty good actually from these guys. If you want to pick this one up, add this one to your collection, you pick this one up for $16 or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Rounding out the Microsoft Flight Simulator releases this week from developer BM World and AM Sim. So this week, the release of their rendition of Palm Beach Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is the primary airport for Palm Beach County and is a significant carrier of private business travel as well as commercial, regional jet and commercial travel. It looks pretty good. It's like the feature sets, it has the usual, the usual stuff that we see. Has the all airport buildings modeled. It does have custom airline codings for parking bays. So if you are using AI traffic, then you should see the right airlines appear in the right places on the ramp. We've got custom animations throughout, including custom animated runway guard lights, custom ground markings, use of both interior terminal modeling and parallax window modeling as well. So a nice good balance here. From looking at the screenshots, the overall, it looks pretty damn good. Like, a good use of lighting. They've modeled some of the nearby airports, nearby airport facilities / features, including the nearby hotels, all modeled in some pretty good detail to give that experience, as well as the ground poly is looking pretty damn sweet and pretty damn neat as well. Now, if you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $17 or your regional equivalent, available now from AnyBills. Moving on now to the world of X-Plane. This week we saw a couple of releases, the first one being from Calm Sim with the release of their rendition of the North American T6G Texan for X-Plane 12. Now, the Texan is an airplane that I absolutely love. Like, I remember it was one of the first aircraft that I have distinct memories of as a kid, and seeing these aircraft perform at air shows. And to this day, over 15,000 of them were built, and a not insignificant number of those are still flying to this day. It is, in fact, I believe, the most popular warbird in operation anywhere in the world. So it is all over the world. So it is pretty damn impressive. And the team over at Calm Sim have done this aircraft think, a pretty damn good justice. Like, looking at the screenshots here, this thing looks really, really good. I honestly am not sure if I've seen a better T6 in any flight simulator, just visually anyway. So this is a custom 3D model with full sets of high definition textures, full support for being fully VR ready with various VR ready manipulator technologies implemented throughout. Includes custom different options, including a removable or displayable VHF and ADF antenna, including a custom tail hook for the ones for the Navy variant that was there that was available for this aircraft operator with. Includes custom accurate flight model tested by several real world T6 pilots, custom engine coding and logic for the primer system, as well as an automatic startup procedure and toggleable speech output, as well as various other custom scripting and coding used throughout. Custom sound set has been implemented, support for FMod 2, using recordings taken from a real T6G Texan. Now, if you want to pick this one up, add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $33 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. And a special shout out to a friend of the channel, Flight Sim Historian, for giving us the heads up on this release. Continuing on with X-Plane releases now, the team over at Chidoba released this week their latest airport with the release of Bratislava Airport for X-Plane 12. So basically zero description on this one, but looking at the airport textures here, not going to lie, there are more than a few Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery developers that could look at some of the work coming into X-Plane 12 and take a few good lessons to heart, because this is probably one of the more outstanding airport sceneries that I've seen for X-Plane 12 in a hot minute. The buildings, so all airport buildings appear to be modeled based from a quick search of Bing Maps. Custom ground poly used without good high quality taxiway markings used throughout, and a nice seamless integration into the surrounding photo reel. Now, if you want to pick this one up and add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $13 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. Moving out of the world of flight simulation now, moving into the world of the permanent way. This week I saw the release for Train Sim World 4 of the release of the London Overground Suffragette line, Gospel Oak to Barking Riverside route. I have many fond memories of travelling on Transport for London services when I lived in London, and the story behind the Gospel Oak to Barking line is 150 years in the making, and was a series of happenstance constructed through various means of multiple companies building adjacent lines and then eventually somehow finding them all linked together. So this rendition of this line includes the full rendition of the modern London Overground Suffragette line from Gospel Oak to brand new Barking Riverside Station, as it appears in 2023, I believe that it's based on. Includes a rendition of the British Rail Class 710/2 Aventra dual voltage EMU in the London Overground livery, which includes a highly detailed feature-rich driving cab with true-to-life performance for handling. I think they just copy and paste that description for everything that they do. Anyway, you also get 5 career scenarios and authentic commuter train timetable to be able to implement and explore, as well as a selection of route tasks to complete. And if you want to pick this one up and add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $30 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the NovaWrap for this week, we return to Fernbus Simulator with the release of their latest route pack, or their latest country pack, with the release of Poland. So this includes 15 new cities, along with 17 different bus stops, an expansion of the world map with an additional 682 kilometers of roads. Don't ask me how many freedom units that is, because I still think in real world units. It includes a number of internationally known sites, and incorporates an unprecedented level of detail with custom original road and traffic signs featuring out to feature and match in with the Polish landscape. As I said, it includes 15 new cities, and again, looking at this sim, I know this sim is getting on a bit now, but I don't know whether they've had a graphic overhaul or not, but it really does look pretty good. I've never been to Poland at ground level, only flown over it, so I can't speak to that. But overall, I think that the Fernbus Simulator series has been going from strength to strength. It really has, and this is a continuing sign for that. Now, if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for, normally it's $30, but currently it is on a launch special for $26, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by following me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.